Hello, friends. Welcome you all for today's class. Today we are going to discuss about Election Commission of India. It is one of the important chapter related to static portion as well as current affairs portion. So let us begin our discussion. Our Constitution of India has established this Election Commission as a permanent and an independent body, that is autonomous body, to ensure free and fair elections in the country. So this is also called as election commission. So however the constitution also provided with the powers, directions and control of election to the parliament, state legislatures, office of the president of India and office of vice president of India. This is also vested with the election commission. So let us begin with introduction. This election commission of India is present in part 15 of our constitution. It covers the article 324 to 329A. So right now we have discussed to ensure a free and fair elections in a country. This body has been adapted in our constitution. So let us see the composition of election commission. Since its adoption, the election commission shall consist of the chief election commissioner and such other election commissioners as the president may from time to time fix. So president will fix time to time. That is very important. This appointment of chief election commissioner and other election commissioners shall be made by the president. So here one has to note that when any other election commissioner is been appointed, then the chief election commissioner shall act as the chairman of the election commissioner. So here the president can also appoint a regional commissioners with the consultation of election commission. So why? It to conduct a necessary elections in the states. For that, to assist the election commission, the regional commissioners has been appointed. Here one has to note that the conditions and service and tenure of the office of the election commissioners and regional commissioners shall be determined by the president. It has not mentioned in the constitution. So it is determined by the president. It is very, very important. So kindly note that. And then, so let us see the constitutional appointment of these election commissioners. Since however enactment of this constitution in 1950 and till 1989, the election commission was a one member body, that is only chief election commissioner as its sole member. So after 16th October 1989, the voting age was changed from 21 to 18 years. So two more election commissioners were appointed by the president. So in order to conduct this election, since increased work of the election commissioner, other two more election commissioners has been appointed by the president. So since then, election commissioner was a multi-member body which consists of three election commissioners. So again the two posts of election commissioners were eliminated in January 1990. So again the election commission was reverted to the previous position, which means it's not a multi-member body, it's a chief election commissioner one member body. So after that, in 1993, the president appointed two more election commissioners again. Since then, till now, the election commissioner functions as a multi-member body comprising of three commissioners. Here, you have to note that the chief election commissioner and two other election commissioners have the same powers and same salaries and which are same as the Supreme Court judge. In case of different opinions among the chief election commissioners and other two election commissioners, it is decided by the commission by the majority. So which means three members are there. If two members chooses the one, then it is processed, and then office is held by the term for. Here you have to note that the term of election commission is 6 years or until they attain the age of 65 years. So whichever happen first. If he attains 65 years, then he has to retire. So here one has to note that they can also be removed or can resign at any time before the expiry of their term. This is very important. Let us see how independence of the election commissioner. So this is also very important. So article 324 of our constitution mentioned that provisions to safeguard and ensure the independence and the impartial functioning of the election commissioners, which are as follows. Let us see one by one. So here I have given you, that is, this chief election commissioner is provided with security of tenure. So kindly note, only chief election commissioner has the security of tenure, which means he cannot be removed from his office except in the same manner and same grounds. What are the grounds? Misbehavior or incapacity. These are the grounds, same grounds as judge of the Supreme Court. So in other words, he can be removed by the president on the basis of a resolution passed to that by both house of the parliament with a special majority. Here one has to know about the special majority. We have already discussed about this special majority. So let us check with special majority also. What do you mean by special majority? That is majority of the total membership of each house of the parliament, as well as by majority of not less than 2/3 of the members of that house present and voting. So this is called a special majority. I will tell you the example. For a impeachment of either election commissioner or Supreme Court judge or CAG, so it has to be passed by a special majority. That is, for example, there are total members are 543. The first point is majority of the total member of each house of the parliament, which means majority of 543 is 273. And as well as second point, by majority of not less than 2/3 of the members of that house present and voting is minimum 362 members has to be present in this house and voting. From among that, minimum 273 votes has to be in favor of impeachment procedure. Then only they can be removed from their office. That is called as special majority. And then, so it does not hold his office until the pleasure of the president. Why it is not pleasure of the president? Since he cannot remove by its own. It has the process of impeachment by a misbehavior or incapacity, though he is appointed by him. So here The service conditions of the Chief Election Commissioner cannot be varied to his advantage after his appointment, which means he can resign or he can proceed till 65 years, or that means he attains 65 years, then he can, or else his tenure, that is 6 years, completion of 6 years, then president can appoint any other chief election commissioner as a chief election commissioner. So that is called as the service conditions. And then any other election commissioners are regional commissioners. Here this is important point. Any other election commissioners or a regional commissioners cannot be removed from his office except on the recommendations of the chief election commissioner. This is very important. Only on the recommendations of chief election commissioner, the regional commissioner. What do you mean by regional commissioners? Election commissioners present in the concerned state, that is called as chief election regional commissioners. So let us move on with them. Let us see some flaws also there. What are the flaws? So these are the very important points related to the prelims. So kindly note these points also. That is, the constitution has not specified the terms of the members of the election commissioner. This is very important. The constitution has not debarred the retiring election commissioner from any further appointment by the government, which means they can be reappointed as the election commissioners. This is the one of the most important flaws. And also, the constitution has not prescribed any qualifications for their appointment. This is also one of major flaws. So these are the flaws with respect to election commission. And then let us move on with the powers, functions and responsibilities of the election commissioners. So here, this is the one of the major constitutional bodies in India. So here the election commissioner is a permanent constitutional body. It was established in accordance with our constitution on 25th January 1950. So here this commission functions and powers with respect to the elections to the officers such as president, which means it conducts the election for the office of the president, vice president, state legislatures and parliaments. Parliament contains Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha. So it is divided under 3 headings called as administrative head, advisory and also quasi judicial. So let us see other more important functions also. So I have listed you other more important functions. Kindly go through. So what are they? Determining the election constituencies in, that is territorial areas throughout the country on the basics of delimitation commission of our parliament. So what do you mean by delimitation commission? It is a statutory body. It is very important. It is a statutory body. So this delimitation commission is very important. We will see briefly about this in the upcoming classes. So this election commission of India, as preparing and periodically revising electoral rolls and registering all eligible voters and also disqualification of MPs, MLAs and cancelling the polls and booth capturing etc. The requesting the governor or president to provide the staffs requiring for conducting the elections. So here one of the most important is advising the president on whether the election can be held in a state that is under the president's rule. This is very important. In order to extend the period of emergency after 1 year, this election commission has been consulted during this time. So here I have listed you few important functions also. Kindly go through. And then what are the articles related to Election Commission of India? Article 324 already we have discussed, that is superintendent's direction control of vested with election commission. Article 325 also we have discussed. Article 326, the election of the House of the People and to the Legislative Assembly of the States. This also, what do you mean by adult suffrage? This is very, very important. This adult suffrage is nothing but the election of the House of the People and to the Legislature Assembly of the State, which means the election to the House of the People to the legislature of every state shall be done on the basics of adult suffrage, which means every person who is a citizen of India, that is, who is not less than 18 years of the age on such date as may be fixed, so they can be eligible to vote in an election. And then 327, powers of parliament to make election provisions relating to the legislature, that is, power of parliament to make provisions, that is, subjected to the provisions of this constitution, a parliament may from time to time by law make provisions with respect to all manners relating to in connection with elections, which means to either of the house of the parliament or to house of the legislature, in which also it includes preparation of electoral rolls and delimitations of constituencies and all other matters. Why? For securing the due constitution of our houses. Very, very important. And Article 328, the powers of legislature of state to make provisions with respect to elections to such legislature, which means this provision of constitution in so far on behalf of is not made by parliament, that is, the legislature of a state may time to time by law make provisions with respect to all matters relating to in connection with elections of the particular house or either of the legislature of the state, including preparation of electoral rolls. It is the same as the Article 327. This is Article 329 is very important. Bar to interference by courts in electoral matters, which means this Article 329 says that validity of law relating to the delimitations of constituencies, which means allotment, which means allotment of seat to such a constituency shall not be called in the any court. What do you mean by any court? When a territorial constituency given by the delimitation commission, which cannot be called in any court, which means the election shall be conducted by the way which is prescribed, which has been prescribed. So here one has to know that this Article 329 provides that the elections can be, which means we can only be called in question by a election petition presented to such authority in such a manner as to be laid down by the law made by the appropriate legislature, which means a person who represents in the election can give as a election petition, then only it has been processed. Let us see in brief. In exercise of the power, the Article 329 says that the Parliament enacted the Representation of People Act 1951. That is, under this act, the decision of the election commission was final. So if you go through the famous case law, Ponnusamy versus returning officer, Namakkal. So let me explain about this case for better understanding. The applicant in the sense Ponnusamy, nominates a paper for the state assembly was rejected by the returning officer. He then moved to the High Court under Article 226. Article 226 is nothing but if violating of a fundamental rights, we can approach a High Court by using this article. It is called as one of the writ petition. Why he approached a court is to quash the order of returning officer. Since he has rejected, no, that is why. So to direct the inclusion of his name in the list of valid nominations, the High Court dismissed the writ petition on the grounds that under Article 329b, the court has no jurisdiction to interfere with the order of the returning officer. So if a returning officer take decision, that is final. That is, the election commission was final. So the appellant went to appeal to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court held that the word election in Article 329 states the entire procedure to be gone through the return the candidate to the legislature and bars the jurisdiction of the High Court under Article 226 as well as. Here, what Supreme Court says, the acceptance or rejection of nomination paper is also included in the term election, which means the matter can only be challenged. This is very important. Only be challenged by the election petition before the High Court after the election is over. Since the returning officer has rejected his nomination before the election, therefore the Supreme Court and both High Court has quashed the it does not quash the order of the returning officer. So this is the famous case law about election commission, that is Ponnusamy versus returning officer Namakkal. So kindly go through the video fully. If you have any doubts, you may ask in the comment section and also during our group, so that I will try to explain in brief. In next class, we will discuss about few multiple choice questions related to election commission for better understanding and how to eliminate the options to derive a answer, so that one can able to get a better clarity. So thank you for the today's participation in our discussion. Let us meet in the next class. Thank you all. Have a good day.